Hello and welcome to MtM Vegas. It was a great summer for visitor numbers in Las Vegas. We learned about the gaming revenue, how many people came. The numbers will actually surprise you compared to 2019. Some numbers are even up from before the pandemic. Plus, we'll talk about where Adele may land on the Vegas Strip. My son's 21st birthday, asking you guys for suggestions on where we should go, and find out why McCarran is removing those moving walkways at the airport. Plus, Nevada's oldest casino turned 90. All of that coming up right now. If you like the channel, don't forget to subscribe, smash that thumbs up button, and leave a comment. We want to discuss all of this stuff with you. Thanks for watching. Let's hit it. So, Mark, when Resorts World opened, they had these banners on the wall for all of their residencies, and we've seen, Celine Dion and Carrie Underwood, Katy Perry, Luke Bryan were all announced, but there was a room for a fifth one, and the rumor is that it's Adele. Vital Vegas sort of hinted at this. The Daily Mail picked it up. I don't think it's been 100% confirmed, but would you go watch Adele on the Vegas Strip?
I think Adele's about as big of a name as you could get, especially for a residency. And reading the article, Wynn tried to get her previously and offered a large amount of money. I think it was like $28 million, and turned that down. So if they are able to get her, it's going to be after a massive amount of money, or maybe it's kind of like the residencies that are only for a couple weeks. It would be interesting to see if the details come out or when they do. Assuming this is all legit, which we don't know for sure, but that would be pretty big. I mean, if I was a performer, I'd rather just do it in Vegas every week than having to, get it on the road and buses and, planes and all that stuff, hotels. No thanks. Give me the money. Let me go to the same place 4 nights a week, 5 nights a week, and call it a day.
This excites me almost as much as like the Lady Gaga residency, which I do want to go see when it comes back because Lady Gaga is such an incredible performer, and I feel like Adele is as well. Not to put the other ones down, it's just for my own personal taste. So this is an exciting thing for me, especially as somebody. I have tickets to some of these residency shows later in the year, so I do plan on going to Adele. So I hope that they announce this. I hope it's true, and she's an incredible performer. Her songs are incredible, and I know she's performed, I think, at Cosmo a few times in the past. So good to hear this. And we talk about Resorts World a little bit in this week's MtM Vegas podcast, which people can find in their podcast app. Just search Miles to Memories or MtM Vegas. We talk about the reviews because the TripAdvisor reviews are starting to come in. And surprisingly, for a hotel that's so high end, or a property that's so high end, very, very poor. The Hilton, the Conrad, the Crockford's all like 3 out of 5 stars on TripAdvisor with a decent number of reviews. So we go deep into that. So if you want some more Resorts World love, check out our podcast this week. And the other thing I want to talk about, Mark, is my son's 21st birthday is happening in a couple weeks. We talk about that on the podcast as well, but I wanted to put it out there to listeners or to viewers for suggestions on where we should take him, maybe for dinner, for some fun things to do. We're going to spend an entire weekend on the Strip, basically all day Saturday, all day Sunday, spending the nights there. So I wanted to put it out there to the audience to let me know. I'm sure there's places I haven't thought of. I want to make it as fun as possible for him. So nothing more fun than partying on the Strip with your parents, I guess. Not fun, but
You got to take them out to the desert, race Corvettes or something, shoot guns, dig holes with tractors, all kinds of the craziest stuff, ride the rails with those little cars on the train tracks, like do all the crazy stuff. That's what I say. And then, of course, get drunk.
yeah, I think there'll be a little bit of that. So yeah, it'll be interesting. This will be a Coomer 21st birthday in Vegas, and I want to make it fun. So I'm definitely looking forward to all your ideas. Don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know where I should take him, where we should go, kind of interesting, quirky things. Restaurant suggestions for sure, but also other activities, because I know that you guys all...
I'm waiting for like 47 strip club recommendations.
I'm not taking him to a strip club. His mom will be there too. We're not going to a strip club, but I'm sure there's other things. I mean, we talked on the podcast about how locals and tourists do Vegas differently and how cool it's been to sort of kind of change my mindset more to the tourist. And this is all part of that. I want to experience it like you guys do. And so, yeah, let me know what you guys think about as far as 21st birthday on the Strip. And then we're going to have some cool videos. I think I'm going to film him like his first time gambling on a slot machine, things like that. I think that'd be kind of an interesting video for the channel. So stay tuned for that stuff as well.
I'm looking forward to watching it.
Yeah, hopefully he wins, and then we have to negotiate if I fund that, who gets to keep the money. But he'll probably lose because that's I don't know. It's your birthday. Who knows? Hopefully, good 21st
Yeah,
birthday
first,
luck.
beginner's luck, especially on like craps and stuff like that. Whenever you are at a table and somebody comes in, they're like, "Oh, it's my first time playing." It's like you start to bet heavy because for whatever reason, first timers just ends up working out for them. Maybe they spike the dice so that it brings them back, gets them a little addicted, juices at something. I don't know, but it's kind of funny how that usually works out.
Well, let's hope that's not the case. He lives in Vegas, so always,
Yeah, not to
around.
that level, but hopefully he wins the first time. That'd be cool.
I think he will. I think he'll have fun at least, no matter what happens. And I'm looking forward to trying to bring some of that to the channel in whatever way it happens. I don't want to be pointing a camera at him his entire birthday, so I won't be doing that. But hopefully, some fun stuff there. And I'm kind of planning. Our plans are a little bit fluid right now because of the way hotel rates are. I'm still kind of looking for a hotel for Saturday. Right now, we are at the Sahara in the Alexandria Tower, which is the former W, because it's comped. A lot of the other hotels are $400, $500 a night for that Saturday night. So I'm hoping that prices come down a little bit because there have been a lot of cancellations. Vital Vegas kind of talked about how Caesars is saying about 42% cancellation since the mask mandate that we talked about last week. And this isn't really surprising. People are canceling for a couple reasons. People don't want to wear a mask in Las Vegas, so they'll wait till they can not wear a mask. And people are also concerned for their safety as well. And that's altering their planning for future trips, and a lot of people canceling trips as well. I was on the strip this weekend at Bellagio and Resorts World. It definitely felt slower than it was just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and we've talked about in the past when the mask mandate was up, like how different Vegas felt as far as capacity. Well, there was also capacity limits, so that played into it as well. But it had a different vibe. There wasn't as many people, and then as soon as the mask dropped, it was like a mass flood of people coming in, especially from California and stuff, because they were under restrictions still. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays in. Does it loosen up some things? We talked about on the mask thing. Does it open up on the mask video? Does it open up more restaurant space, stuff like that? Does it actually make it a better experience for people that still want to go, or do you lose out and you don't? It's not worth the money because you're not getting the full experience. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I'm still planning to come in September. I'm assuming that the mask mandate will still be up, but I'll still be there. So we'll see how it goes at that point. But you'll keep giving us updates throughout the next couple weeks, so we see how it plays out. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The prices had to come down at some point anyway because they were astronomically high, and coming into the shoulder season of Vegas, and now with mandates, I expect them to drop. So we've always talked in the past, double check your flights because you can cancel everything right now. Double check hotels. If a lower rate comes in, rebook yourself and save yourself some money.
Yeah, that's a good point. People should be checking their stuff. We'll continue to cover it on the show. I've been looking at the hotel rates for that Saturday night every day, so I'll continue to monitor them to see how they change. They haven't gone down, believe it or not, at all. So over the last few days, but midweek prices have gone down, and I think that that's where the value will continue to be. And just remember that November, a lot of parts of November and early December are very, very slow times in Vegas. So there will be value this fall and this winter in Las Vegas. We'll definitely see that. So we'll
Yeah,
keep.
and on in the Caesars the leak document or whatever that Vital Vegas shared on Twitter, it does say our weekends are still capacity, like 99% booked plus soft capacity. So the weekends you're probably not going to get much of a deal, but I do think during the weekdays you're going to see back down to like the $10, $20 quite often over the next several months. That's what I would assume with these levels of cancellations, but weekends probably still going to be a tough get.
Yeah, depending on how the pandemic goes, I think things could change if more restrictions come. People could cancel more. But we're just assuming, hopefully, that the mask mandate is the worst of the restrictions, that we can get the cases down and move on. I think that's the best case scenario. But as you point out, people are still coming on the weekends. And through the rates, I'm seeing that. One other thing that we saw this week, the visitor numbers for June finally came in, those LVCVA executive summary visitor stats that we cover from time to time on the channel. And there's some really interesting numbers. June 2020, of course, is the month that Vegas reopened. And I think it was June 6th, I want to say. So there was a few days where it didn't have that. But they are comparing June 2019 to June 2021, which is a really interesting comparison. Of course, numbers are down mostly, but let's start here. The average daily room rate in 2019 was 6.2% lower than in 2021. So they're getting $127.90 was the average daily room rate in Las Vegas in June. So they're doing even better than 2019. Of course, some of that's inflation, I guess, but prices aren't cheap.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy when you think about it. That they're, especially with the weekday deals we've seen over the last year or so, that was the average. June was a big month, and you comparing it to 2019, you would think there's no way without conventions, without business travelers, there's no way they're getting the same level, and they actually got more per room, and it was all leisure travel, which is just shows you the pent up demand people had to travel and to go somewhere that didn't have restrictions. So everybody kind of flooded to Vegas as one of the three or four top spots that people were going to, and it shows right there. It's there for everybody to see.
One other number that's just crazy, and I recommend people, we'll put a link in the description, go through all of these numbers because we're not going to go through every number. They talk about vehicle traffic, they talk about stuff on the strip, the RevPAR, revenue per available room, all kinds of really cool numbers, the passengers through the airport. So definitely check it out. But the other number I wanted to talk about, Mark, is the gaming revenue number. And this, not really a surprise because we've been following the numbers, but the gaming revenue is just through the roof. And for example, in June 2021, there was over $1 billion in gaming revenue in Clark County, and that's 12% more than in 2019. So gaming revenue is up 12% from pre-pandemic. On the strip, it's down 1% from 2019, so almost about the same. Downtown up 51.5%. The Circa effect, but the Boulder Strip 46.4%. It's up. Those are local casinos, up 46.4% from pre-pandemic. People are gambling.
Remind me when those stimulus checks hit accounts. When was that?
Yeah, exactly. The casino's doing well because of that for sure.
But the interesting thing, we're seeing gambling revenue way up, or gambling amounts way up, and the average rate they're getting per room is up, but RevPAR was a little bit down, which just goes to show you like what plays into that. Maybe shows capacity at that time. They weren't selling out as much, or they didn't have as many shows available, so there's less spending there. Restaurants aren't open 24 hours like they used to, or they're struggling to get people seated. Even at Resorts World, we wanted to go eat and it was open at night, but they only were serving like 15 tables because they didn't have enough servers. So that's playing a big role into why overall the revenue might not be where it was. But I think if they did have those things available, it would have surpassed what it was in 2019.
Yeah, to your point, RevPAR, revenue per available room, that's basically they take all of the rooms that they have and the revenue that they bring in for the hotels. That's down about 12%. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. But there are no conventions. I mean, there were a few small conventions. Convention attendees spend the money at the restaurants. They spend the money at higher hotel rates.
They need
And
those
so,
business accounts coming back.
yeah, so even without those business accounts, Vegas doing pretty well. I mean, these numbers show a very, very robust, healthy recovery for Las Vegas. This is good news. Obviously, present circumstances we'll see how things play out with the mask mandate and everything going forward. But I think we'll see the July numbers probably very similar. Very strong summer for Las Vegas, and good to see that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Most places are probably not seeing these type of spikes back to 2019 levels in revenue and visitors and all that stuff. So it's impressive to see. It's kind of crazy to see when you think about it. Hopefully, we're able to get through this next couple weeks, next couple months, and kind of stay on track and get back to full recovery.
All right, so let's pivot to Railroad Pass. We've talked on the show about El Dorado Casino in downtown Henderson changing to the Pass and mentioned Railroad Pass. It's owned by DeSimone Gaming, but it's notable because it just had its 90th birthday, and it's the oldest casino in Nevada, the oldest operating casino. Back when they legalized gambling, the first two gaming licenses were never issued. Gaming license number 3, I forget who gets that, but that casino's long gone. Number 4 is Railroad Pass. They're still here 90 years later. And Mark, they're building a Holiday Inn Express.
Oh boy, Holiday Inn. Did you stay at a Holiday Inn? Or what was that commercial like? How do you know this? I stayed at a Holiday Inn last night, or whatever. But I always thought Golden Gate was the old, or is that like the oldest continuously run, or
I think
they
it's the
always had
oldest
that claim.
hotel because I think the hotel
Ah, okay.
predated the casino. Yeah.
Yes, yes, that's got to be it. So yeah, a lot of history in Vegas. It's always cool to that type of stuff and to see it. I've never been um, to Railroad. What is it? Railroad. I've never been to Railroad Pass, so that's a on our list of things you need to take me to. Is getting longer and longer when I come. It's going to be need to be like a week or 2 week trip at this point.
Well, Railroad Pass is interesting because it sat on the road in between Vegas and Boulder City out towards Hoover Dam. And it was kind of the last casino before you get to Boulder City, which is a city, I believe, the only one in all of Nevada that doesn't have legalized gaming. So it's sat on the outside of that. Now, when they've now expanded the interstate, so Interstate 11 sort of bypasses it, and the owner has done some things to make it better. He's built a travel plaza there, and now he's building the new tower with the Holiday Inn Express. There are Tesla superchargers there too, Mark. So I've been there
Oh
charging
boy.
my Tesla. Yeah, so it's a good thing, but it's a historic area, and if you're heading out to Hoover Dam, then it's a great place to stop just to see it because of the history that's there. I haven't been there in many years. I plan to get back there. I know that DeSimone has put a lot of money into both those properties, and I was really impressed with what he did in Henderson to the Pass. So I need to get over to Railroad Pass to see what's going on there. I have been there actually charging the Tesla. I just haven't gone inside, so I got to get inside there soon. And let's pivot now to William Hill. Oh, I mean to Caesars Sportsbook. We talked on this show about how Caesars bought William Hill, then said that they felt the company wasn't spending enough money to market itself, and we knew that they were going to get rid of William Hill branding. Although I think in Europe,
How dare they make a profit? What were they
yeah,
thinking?
exactly. So Caesar said that they were going to run it into unprofitability. You know that
Yeah,
they're not going
pretty
to make
much.
any money with it.
Make it the Caesar's way.
And finally, we're getting that. We're getting the Caesars Sportsbook app, which is weird because in some states, for instance, Colorado, Indiana, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Tennessee, Virginia, and West Virginia, it's just the regular app. You can download it, you can sign up. But in Illinois, Nevada, and DC, you have to actually be in the casino to sign up for it, and it's a different app then. It's the Caesars Sportsbook by William Hill app in those states.
Yeah, we've had William Hill here since the sportsbook launch, sportsbook online betting, gaming, all that stuff launched in Michigan. So I actually did sign up for that back then. For I signed up for most of them for their sign up bonuses. So if you're in one of these states, check it out and see what kind of bonus you could get. A lot of times it's like we'll match, your first deposit, or we'll give you $100 in free play, or whatever it is. You can make a couple $1,000s if you play them right. And if it's like your first bet is guaranteed up to $500 type of thing, what I did is I'd sign up for two different apps that had that same offer, and I would bet both sides of the game. One, the home team on this app, the away team on this app. Then you're guaranteed to win. You basically get most of your money back minus the house, the vig. So you like say it's a $500 guaranteed bet, you'd get like 480 or whatever it is back, and then you get $500 in free play at the other, or in free bets at the other one. So you're basically getting $500 in bets for like 20, 30, $40. So definitely check these out. I don't know if since they rolled out a new app, if it'll be like a whole new sign up and maybe a new offer. I'll have to check that out and see if that's something I can get in, because I've already done William Hill, or if they're just going to kind of integrate William Hill people into Caesars. If you want to come make money, come to Michigan. You can make some money for sure. Or if you're just transiting through, you're flying Delta and then got a layover, hit up a couple things, make the money, cash it out. You just have to be in the state to do it. So, and that's kind of the setup. Some states only allow just sports betting, and others have online casinos and sports betting. So depending on which state you are, you might do better. But definitely check it out when you're traveling. See which ones are available to you. It's kind of surprising Vegas isn't more into it, so people could do it from home and stuff. But I guess they want everybody to drive into the casino to get everything signed up. You think it'd be easiest in Vegas, but I'm sure that's by design. They want everybody coming in through the doors.
And that's going to do it for this week's show. We want to know what you guys think about all of these topics. We'll see you down in the comments. For all of our Vegas videos, the podcast, our posts on the website, head to mtmvegas.com. And don't forget to check out the podcast this week where we talk about the Vegas Loop, plus the really, really bad Resorts World TripAdvisor reviews. You can find that in any podcast app. Just search MtM Vegas. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.